Hey guys, how are you all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today what I have for you guys is a review, and today we're reviewing the 20th anniversary of SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout. Of course it aired yesterday. Hope you guys got a chance to see it because this is a spoiler review. I know I don't normally do spoiler reviews, but it's a SpongeBob special. It's not Marvel, so that's my going with that. First of all, for no spoiler stuff, I thought it was a really good special. I think that the plot was overall better than the 10th anniversary, which was Truth or Square. However, I do think that this did, it kind of backfired in a few instances, especially where they went to land, which was the big selling point for this entire thing. But knowing that, they were going to land, I had some expectations of, oh, what are they going to see? What are they going to do? Of course, we all knew that they were going to have the live-action, versions of them, so live-action Plankton, SpongeBob, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, Sandy. We see Pearl in there, which is crazy. We don't see everyone, of course, because you don't need to see everyone, but they go into all these places, and essentially they're trying to throw SpongeBob a birthday party. We still don't know his age. It's the 20th anniversary, but he's not 20 years old. I think he is an adult, but I don't know his age. But yeah, that's basically the premise. They're trying to throw SpongeBob a party, and Patrick is basically luring him on a tour across the, real surface land area so that Sandy and everyone can prepare the party. But of course stuff happens and it's a blowout, of course, and it's terrible. However, now going into spoiler territory, I really did enjoy the humor, especially with Kaz writing and the new writers coming back. I think it had a lot more comedic moments than Truth or Square did. And I love Truth or Square, and again, I'm not really comparing this to Truth or Square. If I were to, though, I would say that comedy-wise, this is funnier. However, when it comes to the animation, like the 2D cel-shaded stuff, it's brilliant. It's funny. It looks great. They're in this stage with SpongeBob now where it's very sarcastic, and like their faces go all over the place. And I think that's funny. It lends to the humor a lot. There's a scene where Sandy's like, "Okay, Patrick, go say hi to SpongeBob," and SpongeBob's like, "Hey, Patrick," and Patrick's like, and like there's spit coming out of him and he's drooling, and then his whole face is just emerging with water. It's really funny. So the animation is really funny in this. So the whole premise of them trying to, give SpongeBob a birthday party and then Patrick being a moron, it's funny, right? So SpongeBob and Patrick go on this bus, right, with I think Rube or something. It was voiced by the guy who plays Plankton, and they go up to the surface. And now this is where it gets funny, and it's also where it gets bad, because they have a bunch of parodies, right? Like, just like Truth or Square, this is a buttload of cameos. I mean, if you watched it yesterday, we saw David Hasselhoff in the first movie. We saw Frenchie, who was in one of the episodes, one of those, like, you remember the guy from the first SpongeBob movie? In the, like, the Cyclops-looking underwater thing? I don't know what the hell it's called, but, he walks. The bad guy from that, he's in there. You also see Biff from Back to the Future with a dog, which Biff does not get any lines. Really, I don't think, so you just kind of see him, but I knew it was him. And you just get a bunch of really cool cameos that call back to the show, call back to the first movie, call back to the second movie, call back to a bunch of things, right? And that's one of the best parts of the whole Surface Land part, right? And then they get into this guy dressed as a bean, like, the bean you eat, like the canned bean. He's dressed in a bean costume, and he's throwing beans at people. And I'm like, okay, it's random, so it's funny. And, to SpongeBob, we're like meat giraffes, as Rube called them. We're just kind of, we're weird, we're dumb, we're stupid, which, I mean, we are. But, to SpongeBob, we're like these monster alien guys, So, us dressing up as beans and throwing beans at people, it's funny because to SpongeBob and the rest of them, that's how we look, like crazy morons. And it's almost like the Invader Zim paradox, if you know what I'm saying. But there's one problem I have with the bean guy, is that it took up way too much screen time. I mean, he was throwing beans at people for far too long. It was funny, but then I was sitting there and I was like, let's continue. And I know this is a special, so they do have to kind of stretch it out, but don't stretch it out with the bean guy. Stretch it out with some really thought out jokes. So that's my first negative. I think that the bean scene went on for way too long, and I wanted it to kind of push forward. I do feel like they were trying to essentially push that limit of time, but it is what it is. Just a really tiny negative. And then, of course, they get to the meat, or the bean meat, of the episode of the special, the Trusty Slab, which is, of course, the live-action version, or the real-life version, that doesn't exist in real life, as the Krusty Krab, and of course I think the Crumb Bucket, which is of course parodying the Chum Bucket. And this is the best part, by far, the entire special. And this is the selling point. We have Mr. Krabs, we have Plankton, we have SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, and Squidward. All their voice actors and the voice actresses who did the voices are there, and it's friggin' perfect. However, SpongeBob was in yellow, Patrick was in pink, Squidward was in blue, Sandy was in white, Plankton was in, like, I guess, darkish blue. Mr. Krabs was in freaking light blue. Why was he not wearing a red shirt? This is not a negative. I'm just mad by that. Why was he not wearing a red shirt? Anyway, they go to order and they reenact the scene where Squidward's like, "Can't you be somewhere?" And he's like, "What did he say?" He's like, "Don't you have somewhere to be?" And Patrick's like, "Oh, not until 4." It's so funny. You know, again, all these callbacks to the show, to the movie, it's really, really funny. And of course, seeing Tom Kenny and everyone as their, you know, respective roles is friggin' hilarious. And it really did, for me, it like brought back the whimsy of the show. You know what I mean? It never died for me, but seeing the actors reprise their role in real life, it shows how much fun they had. You could tell they were laughing a lot on set. And you can also tell that, you know, they enjoy voicing these characters because they do it so well on the camera, you know? So it's kind of funny that they did that. And that was, again, my favorite scene. It was so perfect. Plankton robs the trusty slab, and that's friggin' amazing. He's got, like, a ray gun. Looks like he stole it from Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy's lair. Rest in peace, Mermaid Man. And I think Barnacle Boy, too. And then he's got, like, a friggin' eye patch. So he's got, like, a mask on, like a hockey mask. Like Michael from GTA 5 in the beginning, Michael the Santa. And he's got, like, this eye patch. It's so friggin' funny, man. I love it. And then, of course, they go to a fish aquarium, and Pearl, the voice actress behind Pearl, says, "Okay!" And she, like, picks him up. I can't do Pearl. I'm not a girl. And she puts him in, like, a... Basically, how they get to land, if you saw it, was they have, like, this aquarium on wheels, and the water keeps joggling up and down. So, you know, when they meet dogs and they meet humans on the beach, it's sloshing around. So Pearl picks it up, the voice actress behind Pearl, picks him up, puts him in a fish jail, which is actually, you know, an aquarium, and they're like, "How do we get out of here? We're screwed." So Patrick pushes them out, and then they just kind of leave. That's really about it. I mean, the whole live-action scene was really just to show, A, the trusty slab, that really funny scene, and to show that SpongeBob and his friends were crazy. You know, we dressed up like monkeys, we were beating people, you know, we're just nuts. Dogs are hurtful, you know, it was so and I love the scene where Biff's dog is chasing them, and they're like, "Why are they chasing us?" And Patrick holding the freaking frisbee. I thought it was really funny. And now again, SpongeBob is a very when they go to live action, it's supposed to be cheesy. So when you're watching this and you see Patchy like that, or you see you know, the CGI fish that was in love with Patrick, the purple pink fish. Yeah, all of that looked really corny and really bad, but that's the thing it's supposed to. It's SpongeBob. If you go watch the 2 SpongeBob movies, the CGI is not perfect, but it's miles better than the show. A lot of effort went into that. Not much effort went into the special in terms of CGI or, you know, movement. Like, you know, when Tom Kenny as SpongeBob is singing "Trabby Platt, Slabby Patty," all that, you know, he's dancing up and down. I can't speak. You know, they film it where it's like really fast. You know what I mean? They do that a lot. And even like when Patchy moves like really fast, or Biff's dog. Now this is actually bad. This is another negative. The freaking dog. It's like a normal dog, right? But then they have like a stuffed dog, and it just looks really bad. And I know it's supposed to be funny, but it's like you could have made a CGI dog. You could have like freaking, I don't know, had the dog do this on his hind legs or something. Not like if you watched it, you know what I mean. Toward the end, it just looks god awful. Now those are 2 small negatives. Just I think the bean scene and Biff's dog. Other than that, I mean, the humor was really spot on, with 1 or 2 adult jokes, which is kind of funny. It had great animation for the 2D stuff. It had really cool innovation for the 3D stuff, especially the trusty slab stuff. But having them in their little aquarium in 2D, and sometimes they would even revert to like a claymation model for some shots. It was really cool and really innovative. However, there are some moments where, like I said, the live action stuff doesn't really mesh too well with the funniness of the quick stuff, or, you know what I mean, the dancing thing. It looked kind of cheesy, but again, it's supposed to, but some stuff went a little too cheesy for me. Anyway, I really did enjoy this. However, if I was to compare the Big Birthday Blowout to Truth or Square, I would have to say overall Truth or Square is a better special, as far as cameos, as far as animation, as far as that's about it. The jokes and the plot, I think, were better in the Birthday Blowout. So anyway, to end with the story, they come back home and the house is destroyed because Sandy can't keep them all together. They blow the house up. So they walk in, And this is my second favorite part of the entire special, where SpongeBob notices his house destroyed, notices they're all panicked and pissed off and, you know, passed out. And he's like, you know what, thank you guys for everything. I love my family, I love my friends, I love my, you know, my pet, I love all you guys, thank you. That was cool, because SpongeBob gets pissed a lot in the show. He gets mad a lot. And if you see in the show, he gets mad. He tries not to, but he does. But this time, I don't know if he's just a moron and he didn't see the house exploded, or he's just oblivious. I think he did, and he just tried to, he knew that they tried their best, and he thanked them for it, which is really cool. But then it also ends with Patchy finally meeting SpongeBob. This is awesome. However, they kind of fucked it up with his head. Just his head. I'm like, why? Like, Patchy sends the box down, and it's this big square box, and his head's in it. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of dumb. I'm not taking a negative off for that. I just thought it was dumb. If I were to do it, if I was Kaz or whoever the fudge, I would literally just have the box, right? And then I'd have the full Patchy come out, his whole body, with like a Mysterio type globe thing, fishbowl around his head, and then he just picks SpongeBob up and you give him a little hug or something. That's what I'd like, because Patchy has always wanted to meet SpongeBob. And it's funny, in this short, he actually does pass him up on the road and he gets mad at him, but he actually meets him. And it's his head. And I'm like, oh, you messed it up. But anyway, again, I'm not going to mention that as a negative, just my personal opinion. I would have done the full body in like a helmet or something. Anyway, guys, I really did enjoy SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout. I had a few small issues with the live action stuff, being a little corny or drawn out a little too much, but I love the animation. I love the cleverness in the live action area. I like the writing. I like the plot. I really had a good time with it. And SpongeBob's 20th anniversary was awesome. I'm going to give it an A-. I thought it was really well done for the most part, and I can't wait to see what else SpongeBob has up his sleeve, or I guess his two sleeves, in the future. So make sure to tell me if you saw it. Again, sorry this was a spoiler review. Again, this is SpongeBob, so not many spoilers. Just wanted to let you guys know that. Tell me what you thought. I'd like to know. So thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.